Today I'm going to show you how to change your peeling steering wheel trim from this to this. The new steering wheel trim along with all the tools used in the video can be ordered on Amazon. Check the links in the description.
We'll start by disconnecting the negative terminal of the battery. The airbag is secured by two T30 security Torx bolts. To access them, we'll need to remove two plastic trim pieces. The bolts might fall into the steering wheel. Don't worry, we'll be able to retrieve them later. The airbag has two clips. We can remove them using a pick tool. Let's set the airbag to the side and we'll be able to remove the electrical connector and the ground cable. Now, the easiest way to remove the 19mm bolt is to use an impact driver.
The steering wheel might be a little tough to pull out, but just give it a few taps around the perimeter and it will eventually come off.
These are the security bolts that fell into the steering wheel earlier. The metal bracket is held by two T40 Torx bolts. And there's two springs that sit behind those bolts. Next, we'll remove the rear cover held on by four clips. The easiest way to unclip it is by turning the steering wheel to the side and pushing the clips outward. Now, the trim piece that holds all the steering wheel buttons is held on by three Phillips head screws, so remove those, and it'll pop right off. We'll need to transfer the steering wheel buttons to the new trim piece. It's held on by 6 screws. Now mount the buttons to the new trim piece and reinstall the 6 screws.
We also have the option to refinish the old trim piece, sanding it down and painting it, but that's too much work for us. I'd rather just replace the trim. The new trim piece looks a lot better. We're going to pop it back onto the steering wheel, and we'll reinstall the 3 screws on the back side to secure the trim piece.
Let's reinstall the metal bracket and the springs that go behind the T40 bolts.
We can just hand tighten the bolts, no need to overdo it.
And let's secure the cables as they originally were. The back cover just pops right back on. Let's test fit the airbag to see how it looks.
Nice. In our case, we ended up replacing the whole steering wheel, not just the trim. Don't worry though, reinstalling the steering wheel is exactly the same process.
Alright, pop the airbag back out so we can pull the cables through. You'll want to reinstall the steering wheel in the same orientation as when you removed it. Don't worry, you can always adjust later if it's not perfectly straight. Reinstall the ground and electrical wire. Let's reinstall the 19mm bolt. It should be torqued to 25 foot-pounds of torque. There's only one way to reinstall the airbag cables. So push them back in, yellow on yellow, orange on orange, and push the black tab till you hear a click. Make sure they're secure. Let's sit the airbag back in and test the springs.
They should have some feedback like this. And we'll reinstall the T30 bolts using some blue Loctite. No need to over tighten these. Hand tight is fine. Pop the trim pieces back on, right and left side. Let's go back outside and reconnect the battery. And we're done. The new trim looks much better than the old beat up trim. There's a few different color options for this trim as well. Again, all products are linked in the description. Thank you for watching.